Congratulations. You've had an outstanding high school career. Now, I know that there's more you want to achieve, but how would you describe your high school golf career up to this point?
So far, it's been, moderate. I can definitely do a lot better. And then one of my goals is to get our team to win a state championship, and this year's going to be a good one, I think.
Well, you guys are already off to a great start from a team perspective. You guys have already won twice in Cody last week, won Lander on Monday. How would you describe your teammates right now and just how you guys are cohesive and playing so well together, even though it's an individual sport?
It's been a process. We all grinded out here the whole summer, and we've been building relationships for quite a while, and they're all, getting better each day, and it's a great team.
I got to ask you, what makes you such a good golfer?
I'd say mainly work ethic. I work really hard and then work some more. And then I've been playing since I'm, 3 years old, somewhere in there, and
Wow.
I love it, and I love to win.
So what was it about the game of golf that kind of appealed to you the most? Where does your passion come from for the sport?
Well, first my dad introduced me to it, and then I just had fun, playing around. And then he introduced me to competition, and, along the way, I met, so Tiger Woods is my idol, and I just love how he, how he walks around his game and all that, and I'd love to be like him someday.
Okay, fair enough. What are you working on this year versus what you've done in the past at the prep level?
So this year, it's not a whole lot different than any other year. I mean, just growing, learning as much as I can. I'm definitely learning a lot more about the mental game, I want to be the best in every aspect of my game, physical and mental, so that's a big one for me.
How would you kind of compare and contrast what you feel you do well, so your strengths versus some areas that you want to improve upon, like your weaknesses?
My strengths are definitely my short game, and a lot of it has been just mental issues. If I can just get those back on track, then I don't know, I should be a pretty good force.
What do you think it's going to take to become more mentally tough?
Just more belief. I mean, I got a lot of belief in myself, but just staying in a routine throughout the whole round, especially out here in high school golf, we do shotgun starts, so it's a little longer than the regular tournaments I play, but just stay in a routine, I'd say.
I gotcha. You guys are gearing up to host an event here in the next couple of days. How nice will it be for you to play on your home course?
Oh, it'll be awesome. Just this last weekend, we had the city championship, and I ended up winning that. So, I know a lot more than a lot of the guys coming out here, so it should be interesting.
Speaking of that, you guys put in a lot of work, during the spring and summer, as you kind of talked about. It's not just in the high school season. What have you been working on in terms of, trying to get your game ready so you can compete and vie for that championship next month at the high school level?
I've been working since right about quarantine. Everything was open here, and then, just trying to conquer the goals along the way, and so is the rest of the team.
Okay. Well, where's your chief competition this year? Who are you looking at in terms of guys at the 3A level that you're going to be toe-to-toe against?
Like as a team?
Team and individually.
So, let's start as team first. To be honest, I had a goal that I told my teammates earlier this year is I want to win state by anywhere from 50 to 100 strokes, but I prefer it to be around 100 if possible.
Wow.
But, that's just how good I feel that we can be, especially when we're all on the top of our game. And then individual-wise, Jaron Calkins is a pretty good player. He won it last year. And then Parker Paxton's pretty good. And, I just want to be the best, I guess. So
you just saw those guys earlier in the week. And you've seen a little bit of them, throughout your prep career, although obviously Parker coming in as a freshman. What do you know about them in terms of how you have to play to beat those type of players?
For me, I just need to, keep the ball in play and then just make a whole bunch of putts. Last week I had a couple, just mistakes from not knowing the golf course too well, which basically gave the tournament away. But paying more attention to the golf course and the flags around it it's just a big help.
Obviously, you love the game of golf. What interests you besides golf, Karsten?
At the moment, I've been doing a lot of lifting, and that's been pretty fun, and I've been growing along the way, and I'm hitting the ball further and further, so
Yeah.
that's been a big help.
Any other sports that you like to do besides golf?
I used to play a lot of basketball and then some other sports, but I've had a couple knee surgeries and some issues with the knee, so the doctors told me to stay away, basically.
Has it been hard to stay away?
For some sports, yeah, it has been.
Okay, fair enough. What about away from sports? What kind of interests you, when you've got some free time or some downtime or when it comes to school, what kind of interests you?
In my free time, I love to hunt. I mean, we usually start out right after golf season. We head right up to the mountain and hunt some elk or some deer. And then shortly after that, around Christmas break, it's small game hunting. We hunt a lot of birds, so that's pretty fun.
Okay.
But school-wise, this year is definitely going to be a lot harder for me. There's some new classes I'm taking, but so far I'm starting to like chemistry, so that's pretty good.
Any thoughts in terms of your future right now?
Like golf career-wise, or?
Well, golf, school, what you might want to pursue when you're done with your prep career? Any thoughts of that already?
Not really. I mean, my goal is to go to a D1 golf school, and then hopefully, take it from there and pursue trying to get onto the PGA Tour if possible. But I'd also be fine with becoming an instructor of some sort on the golf course.
Well, it's a pleasure talking with you. I thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
How would you describe him as a player?
He's competitive. In fact, he's competitive. He's quiet. He works harder than anybody I've ever seen, really, at any craft. Example, yesterday at practice, we got out there after playing Thursday, Friday. We come out Monday to practice. We get out there at 4 o'clock. I leave the course at 8 o'clock. I played 9 holes after practice. I leave at 8 o'clock. He is still out there working on his craft. He's hitting balls on the driving range. He's over on the putting green. It's just nonstop action. He's got something going on each time, and great at figuring out a plan, not making the same mistake twice. I mean, just all the little things you expect out of a really good golfer. He does those things.
What have you guys tried to focus on here in this year? I mean, obviously he's been one of the best golfers in the state the last couple of years, but where are you trying to get him to, I guess, continue to elevate his game?
Well, that's a good question. I think what we've done is just try to manage him a little bit and make sure that he has a plan, and that's really not been the case for us to have to worry about. He every day, I mean, mid-round, he already has a plan for the next day of practice. He knows when he's made a bad shot, or maybe not even a bad shot. Sometimes it's just, no practice rounds now and no warm-ups. So sometimes, if I'd had practice round here, I wouldn't have made that mistake. And so he puts all that in a memory bank, and then the next time we play a course, that stuff all comes, it's quick recall. So it's really, there's not a lot for me to do with him as much as it is, like I said, just so long as he continues to work, and that's what he's done an excellent job of so far. That's why he's one of the best.
Well, and so much of the game of golf is that mental game between your ears, and how nice is it that he's kind of been through this for a couple years, so maybe you don't have to worry about that as much.
He's not scared of playing against, tougher competition. He played our city championship here last weekend and won. Going away, was down, I think, he'd have to tell you, down 4 or 5 with 7 to play or something like that, and he eagled 16, and the guy playing didn't play well parted or bogeyed it or something. Big swing, and he didn't get caught up in the moment or the emotion of the moment. And then he went eagle birdie on back-to-back par 5s at our place, and it doesn't matter if it's what competition there is out there, if it's kids or an adults or he's just going to compete, and he's going to compete against himself in the golf course and put up the best score he possibly can.
Ben, lastly from me about Karsten, talk about, what he needs to do to continue to be successful this year and try and come away with a state title, which I know is probably his goal and your goal combined.
Yeah, I'd like it, and I think he's doing a good job of just bringing our younger kids along a little bit, just helping out, being a leader. And he's really more of a lead-by-example guy, doesn't do a lot of talking and whatnot. But guys need to realize, look at how you want to be good. Everybody wants to be good. You don't just be good when you show up at 4 o'clock and you go home at 5:30. You're good when you work throughout the year and throughout the season, not just August to middle of September. It's all the time, and that's one thing I think he can be a leader for our group, and then just continue the mental approach and make sure that each day in practice we're working as hard as we can, and ensuring as a leader, ensuring that everybody else is doing the same, that we're not taking days off.